Starino saying here, welcoming you to another episode of Facecam with Jen. I think it's episode 28. But the reason I've got the NASCAR hat on is, well, I'm going to be having 2 Facecam episodes talking about some NASCAR stuff, because I do love NASCAR. But the first one is that, about, what have been, an hour ago? 2 hours ago, actually, because it would have been Easter time, but NASCAR driver Kurt Busch got indefinitely suspended for the results of some of his court case hearing stuff about a domestic violence case back in that started back in December. And basically, he's got orders to, not possess any firearms or stuff like that. He was given a court order that lasts for a year, that he cannot possess any firearms, any good weapons, has to be psychiatrically evaluated for problems involving anger and stuff like that about every 100 days, and NASCAR does go and suspend him because of stuff that says is detrimental to the sport of racing and stuff like that. Now, anybody who's been a NASCAR fan for a decent amount of time, and a decent amount of time, I mean at least 5 to 10 years, knows that Kurt Busch has a bit of an anger problem. He does. You could tell by his track record. You could tell by the fact that when he's even remotely mad, it kind of just explodes like a volcano. There's a lot of video evidence of it. There's actually a fan video called Kurt Busch Rageaholic. There's also, and that was a fan video, NASCAR also made a video called Kurt Busch the Outlaw, documenting on some of his problems. And, I mean, this guy has quite a bit of history of just causing a whole lot of problems. Now they haven't charged him with a crime, or, with domestic violence. He's not going to trial yet. They haven't decided on that. But I'm not quite sure if this is good or not on NASCAR's part. Oh yeah, and Kurt Busch has to stay 100 yards away from her unless it's at a NASCAR event, because that's his job, except he's been suspended, so we can't exactly do that. But I'm not sure if this is true or not. But the thing is, he's now forced to get some psychiatric evaluation about his anger issues. And if he hasn't exactly been getting the help for anger issues, now he's being forced to. So he's had all these anger issue problems, and it's been kind of getting increasingly, it's kind of been going up and down. Now, granted, his brother Kyle has had known for anger issues, but he's mellowed out over the past few years. Like, the past few years, he hit a peak at about 2011, and then he's been slowly going down and not really been showing that much anger issues. Kurt has kind of been consistent where it's been staying high. Like, we haven't had an incident with Kyle Busch in a couple of years, which is saying that he's probably finally reached some peak of maturity. Which is good because he's about to be a dad, so he at least needs to reach some state of maturity. But Kurt, on the other hand, has had plenty of problems. It's caused him problems in the past. I think he got a DWI one time. Yeah, I think he got a DWI. Got in trouble with the sheriff's department about 10 years ago. I mean, all this stuff kind of happened. Well, not all this stuff, but a lot of this stuff that has all been very noteworthy. It happened after he won the championship in 2004. So I don't know. It's also going to be interesting to see who's going to be replacing him for the 500, because NASCAR's probably not even going to really get... Yeah, if they're going to appeal it, first of all, they're not going to be able to appeal it till after the 500, which is kind of why I'm wearing this hat, since the 500 is Sunday, which is 2 days from now. And it's still going to take a little while, so he's probably going to miss at least the next race too if they do appeal that suspension. But the thing is, I don't know. It's really, really hard to tell if this was the right decision or not. Because not all of the pieces of this case, I don't know if all the pieces have been laid out on the table. If they have, I may be missing something, but there's really no way to truly tell if this was the right decision or not until we really know if Kurt Busch has been charged or not. And that's the thing, is we really don't know. A lot of people make speculations. A lot of people probably those who especially didn't like Kurt just already immediately, like, I looked at the comment section after that briefly. I like to read comments because I like to see, it kind of curbs my interest in the human psyche. But a lot of fans who wrote stuff definitely just started accusing Kurt of being a domestic violencer. But either way, granted, this is also coming from the man who said that this girlfriend was an assassin, so I don't know where any credibility is anywhere. Kind of consider that a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it could be the truth. Hell if I know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.